Okay, so I'm making this video to show all the stretches you would need if you wanted to work all the main muscles. So, first, because I showed someone today, a person at my college, and I forgot to show two stretches. Two. So, I think I only forgot two. I might have forgot more. But in this video, which I'll send to you, teacher, and you don't have to watch my other videos. I'm making this just special for you. Um, so the first stretch I forgot, which, hopefully you can hear me. Um, if not, then that's too bad. I'll try to talk louder since I'm standing from farther away. So, um, there's the quadriceps, hamstring, calf, shin, and inner and outer thigh. So I showed you all those except inner and outer thigh. So to stretch inner thigh, you actually can sit down and spread your legs open, and that will stretch it. And you can just leave them like that, or you can lean forward. I feel it a lot right now. If you can go all the way, that's considered a split, because you can also stretch quadricep, hamstring, uh, by doing a split. So if I do that, or the other side, it's the same thing on both sides. Um, Also quadricep, and you can do it ballistic stretching with a bounce so that it helps you be more explosive in explosive exercises. Like if you want to jump higher or faster, you want to do it with bouncing. And you can bounce it faster or slower. Um, Even if you hold it, uh, it's fine. You'll still be explosive. It's not gonna make or break the difference. It's gonna matter on your strength and speed, anyways. Jumping is a power exercise, meaning it's a combination of strength and speed. Strength coming from muscle mass, and speed coming from hard endurance, and some from muscle mass. So, muscle mass will take most of the toll for power. Um, Other exercises that are power are explosive pushing or pulling, but usually it's strength and speed. So now to stretch outer thigh, it's kind of complicated. So you need something to hold and lean on, and what you're gonna do is, if I can remember this right, you step out with one leg and over with the other, and you bend over, and this foot has to be try to keep it flat on the floor. Don't have it curved up. Don't have it tilted up. Try to keep it flat on the floor and bend into something. You can use a sturdy wall, or this bench is really heavy and solid into the floor. Um, you don't have to hold it that long, but yeah. So you cross one leg over and then lean into it, and it stretches all this. It stretches your outer thigh. Um, Usually you want to do stretches until you can't feel tenseness or soreness at all. But if you're running short on time, you don't have to. And stretching is what you do to prevent injury, not warm ups. You don't have to do warm ups. Stretching, if if you don't stretch a muscle, even if you don't work out, it can still get an injury because over time it gets tense. People get I think it's called bicep tendonitis or whatever muscle tendonitis and other injuries you can get without doing any exercise just from not stretching. And females are more flexible than males, so it's especially important for males. And at least that's what I think. I'm assuming that. Now, also to stretch hip flexors and abs. For hip flexors, you want to get on one knee and kneel on the other and put this forward. You can have it at a forward angle so that when you lean forward, you have enough room. Because if I put it here and I try to lean forward, it's gonna be on my toes. Um, Also for abs, you want to lay down and then put your arms in front and then pull. But you want to pull without moving your abs. You don't want to move and scoot up. So you just want to pull while you're still. And you want to face this direction. I'm looking at the camera. But this is on my phone. Also, um, to stretch shins, you just do the quadricep stretch. Uh, Now you don't want to do it here, and the reason is because you're using your quadricep to kneel here, to hold your body up. So you want to stand up when you do it. Even though technically it would work, you would still stretch it. Um, and then with the upper body exercises, I'm gonna just elevate this a bit. So for these, you have your biceps which contract when you curl, so you want to extend. But you don't just do this, you want to swing. And when you swing, that also stretches your chest, because your chest works to adduct, adduct your arms. It swings your arms across your body when you use chest in exercises. So you want to swing them open. And whether you stretch biceps here, here, or here, it doesn't matter as much. I would say though I feel the best bicep stretch like this. So I usually do that. But if you do this, it's also fine. Um, if you do it like this, you might feel it in your rear shoulders, um, rear deltoids or shoulders. And then for triceps, you want to do that, and you can sort of bounce with it, but it's kind of hard. And I'm squatting down when I do this. But there's also another stretch, your side stretch, which a lot of people know. This is just a side stretch. It's important too. You also want to do that. And then for shoulders, there's three stretches I like to do. I like to do this for the front shoulders and keeping momentum back. Not as much momentum forward because you want the momentum back to stretch. If you swing up, that stretches your back, your lats. If you can see, this is your lats. So I'm just using my body to demonstrate. You also have another muscle up here. So that those two muscles is what this stretch does, swinging up. So they're swinging up for those back, swinging back for this part of the shoulder, the front. Then for the side, not the back but the side, you can do this, and you can also swing up. And be careful not to swing up but out, because that will hurt your shoulder. I always mess up with that. You want to swing towards your neck. And if you don't feel anything, don't keep doing it. That means you're all stretched out. This swinging stretch up to your neck and to the side is not common. You might only need to do it once or twice, unless you train the middle part of the shoulder down to it often and get really sore. Then this stretch will be more relevant. But for most people, this and this is enough. And this stretch also gets reared out. I'm sorry, so it gets both. And then to stretch forearm, you do this, and you want to hold all your fingers. You want to capture all your fingers in this. So if I stretch my hand, but I'm like up here, or I'm on one side, that's not good. You want to go right in the middle and get the sweet spot. Oh, wait. Oh, I have viewers. Oh, dang. I didn't see chat. I forgot to check chat. I'm recording this for my teacher. Oh, my teacher's a PhD student, and he's nice. He likes my fitness. Oh, hope you have a great stream. Good stretches. I'm learning a lot. Lurk. Okay. I have a few more to do. So, for forearms, this stretches the extensor tendons because you're extending your arm up, your hand. When you're curling your hand with a forearm, you have to do this. So it's the opposite motion. This for extensors, this for flexor tendons. And these are tendons and muscles in your forearm. And this also stretches your fingers. This doesn't stretch your fingers, but this does. So if you stretch your flexor forearm muscles and tendons by holding the palm of your hand, you can't really extend it enough. When you do this, you're holding your fingers so you can extend enough. But here you have to stretch your forearm by holding fingers, and this ends up stretching fingers. But you can also stretch fingers individually. You can stretch them individually. And don't forget to do your thumb. Your thumb, you have to do it a little different, going back like that. And when you stretch fingers, you want to get it from the fingertip for the flexor tendons in your fingers. And your fingers don't have muscles. The palm of your hand is a muscle, and it also has tendons, I think. Um, Now, when you're stretching your extensor tendons in your fingers, you can't hold your fingertip and stretch them. I don't think so. You would have to go like this all the way down, this all the way down, and then this all the way down. So it will be really hard. So what you can do when when you want to train a finger is you can take a resistance band and you can uh sorry, hold on, I think this is good enough. You can put it on your finger and press against it, or you can tie a knot, which is harder. Yeah, so you can take a resistance band, and these are cheap for 150 pounds of worth of resistance bands. Each one is between 10 and 50 pounds, and they add up to 150 pounds, 10, 20, 30, 40. You can take one and tie it up, and then put your finger through it. And then now, see now I can press. Um, and then There's also, I did abs, what else do I need to do? There's back. So to stretch your back, I'll lower the camera to here. So you can, get on your side, put your legs forward, and then cross one over the other knee on the side, and then put your arm back, and then rotate. And the more you rotate, the more you stretch, the closer your backhand is to here to keep you upright, the harder it is, the more stretch you get. And sometimes it cracks your back in different spots, and you have to experiment and do the other side. And you can also stretch that same stretch on lying down and crossing one leg over the other and keeping the leg that's down straight, and your foot will tilt to the side, so you can stretch like that. And it doesn't have to be at a perpendicular angle, at a 90-degree angle. You can have it here bent, or you can bring them both to the side bent at a 90-degree angle, and here at a 90-degree angle. Do both sides. Um, you can also put both legs over all the way to one side, but that's kind of risky. Um, if you do that, you might want to do both sides. Um, or only if one side is more curved than the other, like in your back. Like my spine is curved, and this is the back stretch. So when you're stretching your back, that's why I have a crease here. You kind of can't see it, but I have an indentation because my back is curved this way. Um, and that's called scoliosis. So you don't want to lift heavy weights on your back. That's why body weight exercise is good, because you don't have to do squats with a large weight on your back or carry heavy weights with your arms. You can just do body weight exercises with a backpack. And then I want to show you this type of backpack that's good for having weights in it. I have this LL Bean backpack. If you can see, um, it says LL Bean there. And this specific backpack, the material is so strong. It's completely waterproof, 100% waterproof. And the material is very thin, lightweight, but it's very durable. And it's like synthetic material, but it's very strong. So most backpacks are made of cotton, polyester, but this is very special polyester, I think. And inside, I don't have dumbbells or weight plates. I actually just have these large ankle weights, which here's an ankle weight that weighs 25 pounds. So I have 20-pound ankle weights, 25-pound ankle weights, and 10-pound ankle weights. And this specific one, I think, costs $37. So if you were buying a weight plate that's 25 pounds, it would cost more than $37, I think. I might be wrong. Um, but usually, depending on the weight plate, it can be very expensive. And these ankle weights are by the brand The Cuff. I think they're called The Cuff, like the CUFF ankle weights. That's the brand, and you can look it up. 25-pound ankle weights. There's also Can Do, like Can Do something. Can Do. That brand is like one word. Can Do is, I think, a little bit worse quality than this one. And I don't use it to actually put on my ankles. I just use it to put in the backpack, because if you try to put a dumbbell in a backpack, it won't it won't fit as well. See, if I put it in here, this is another LL Bean backpack that's pretty durable. It's a hiking backpack, so it has these like things you could potentially hook onto stuff. But if I put this weight in the backpack, it's gonna be moving around when I'm wearing it on my back. So you don't want to put weight in a backpack, and it's not going to be even as with the ankle weights. The ankle weights, though, move into the backpack and settle. So when you're doing push-ups or whatever exercise, it's better. And if you're doing uh I'm wasting muscular experience because I'm not doing a full workout today, or I might. But when you do leg extensions with body weight, then you can't wear the backpack. So you would have to hold dumbbells here and then just lean back and hold them. And um that's bodyweight leg extensions, calisthenic or bodyweight leg extensions. There's another exercise that's good to do, and it's where you lie down on your back and have your feet out straight, and you lie down and you raise up your back. So now the points of contact on the floor are your upper back and your feet, and you raise up and then you bring your feet inwards. But I couldn't do it on this carpet because I got a lot weaker. But usually lifting up from just lying straight down is the hardest part. But actually, it gets harder when you get up and you're trying to curl your legs in. It's very hard. It's called slick floor bridge curls. So I would do it on a smooth, low friction floor first before doing it with socks on carpet or barefoot on carpet. That would be harder. The more friction, the harder it is. This is a calves and hamstrings exercise. And then for biceps, with bodyweight exercise, there's no weightlifting involved, so no equipment besides added weight or a weight vest. Then and weight vests usually only go up to 44 pounds. So that's why I like to use a backpack with added weight. But you can be on your knees or on your feet and you do a push up from your hands being not here but here to train your biceps, and it's bicep push ups. And when you do it all the way when when you do it all the way down here as opposed to up here, then it lifts your whole body up into the air parallel. And those are no feet push-ups. No hand push-ups is when you fall all the way forward and you can hover above the floor on just your feet, pressing into the floor, which is a leg exercise, not an arm exercise, even though it's called no hands push ups. So, to train for that, this is the shortcut. Usually, after you can do leg extensions, and after you can do plenty of one legged squats, then you will be able to do this, where you get into your lunge and balance up with the front leg and go up on your back leg. I mean, press down with your back leg, apply force, like applying force down with your back leg. And when you want to do the push up on one arm, it's called a planche push up. When you do lifting your feet in the air parallel, distributing your body weight. When you want to do it in one arm, what you can do is get on your knees with your feet and go down and bounce press up with one arm and like go on the way down and then on the way up lift up your assist arm, and while you're in the air on the way up press up with your working arm. And what you want to do with the no hands push up shortcut is once you can do this well with added weight, you want to lean forward with added weight because that will make it harder than your leg back here, but your torso is up straight. So leaning forward will add difficulty. And you can also do the no hands push up falling backwards, and you can do that by um, pressing down with one foot and applying force, and the back leg bounce up. And this stretches your hamstrings, but also works your hamstrings and calves. And once you get good at that, you can go back and lean back while you do that. And it's kind of hard to do that without added weight. You will need added weight to do this, to be able to get up to the full two-legged or one-legged no hands push-up. And then for triceps, this is an exercise that you can isolate to just one muscle. With the push-up, it works your biceps, chest, shoulders, and back. It works back because you have upper back nuggets that are used when you push, and you have back that is used when you pull with your arms too. So any upper body exercise will use your back, except exercises that isolate only one muscle or something. So with triceps, what you can do is you can get on your knees or your legs and tricep extension up. And it's pretty simple. You can keep your arms parallel or wide or narrow, depending on what you want. Um, Wider is usually easier, narrower might be harder. And also, um, when you do abs, you can do sit-ups and crunches, which the difference between sit-ups and crunches is only part of the way up. But you can also do what's called L-sit, where you sit up like that. Oh, dang. Army, baby. That's a viewer. If my teacher is watching. Uh, Wait, I don't think it will show up on the video. Anyway, I'm going to show this to my teacher, who's a teaching assistant, because I told him about fitness, but I forgot two stretches. So I'm just making a video about everything now. So that way he has everything. Because I want him to be my friend. Oh, you don't have to say sorry. He'll probably understand that it's child because it's for sociology class in college. So he understands like sociology and norms and stuff. But anyway, uh, for abs, you can do this move that I'll show you. That is if I can get it on the screen. Yeah. So this move where you lie down and you you lift up your body. You you lift up your body so that um your it's called dragon flag. It was invented by Bruce Lee. It's where you use triceps and have to have something over your head to be able to lift up your whole body at an angle, like a lever arm. So in physics, there's a lever arm of rotation. So that's your whole torso and legs. And your upper back is on the floor or the bench. But if you don't have something that can withstand all that tricep extension force, because this padding rollers has metal inside it, and it is withstanding like 180, 190 pounds of weight pressing in a static motion. I can't move that amount of weight, but I'm holding that in a still position briefly when I do that. But if you don't have that, you can do it on the floor in a different way where you still extend with triceps, but instead you lie down and you do it like that, which is harder than on there because here my arms are straight or almost straight at my sides when I'm lying down going like that. But on there they're bent. So straight means it's harder because the rotation is all of this versus just this with my tricep. Um oh wait, who's in chat? DD Jester. Oh, I have more viewers. Um, the title of this video is just stretches, but now I'm showing every exercise. Uh, so that was abs. So what's left? I think what's left is lower back, deep back muscles and tendons, and then grip strength. So I might have to show you my hand grip strengthener. Uh, so for lower back is where you um lean over and bring your back up, or lower back is when you are lying down and you raise your legs up behind you. And your lower back is very sensitive. So I showed earlier how to stretch it. If you watch the VOD, or I'll upload it to YouTube. But to work your lower back, um, you could do the first part of sling floor bridge curls, or and with added weight, or you could do leg lower back extensions with added weight and have weight on your legs somehow, other ankle weights, light ankle weights or something, and press up, or you could um have weight and you could bend down and pull them up. Or you could deadlift. And deadlift is when you don't bend over all the way, but only some of the weight, and then you lift a weight up. And for oh for deep back muscles and tendons, there's a move called the Aquaman, and the Aquaman is where you 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 lie down on something, and it doesn't have to be on a bench, but I'm using this because I would normally put my resistance band underneath the bench, and that way I can pull it up with my legs, and then with my arms I have dumbbells, weight. So you can move one leg and the opposite arm slowly with your face lying on the floor too. Don't lift up. because that might hurt you. And then doing it slowly, and all the bodyweight exercises for between 7 and 8 reps. And the reason to have that as your maximum repetitions until you reach failure of the range of motion is because bodyweight exercises build lean muscle mass between 1 and 15 reps as your max reps. So you want to go in the middle to have it at the best amount of reps and intensity, the best volume and intensity. And then um, if you want to train fingers, you don't have to use a hand grip strengthener. You can also do bodyweight exercises with your fingers, and you can't see. Um, you can do push-ups like that on your knees, and I used to do it on both legs like that. And when you do it, your hand will look like that, sort of. It'll be spread out. Um, Another thing is that to progress, you will get sore during the workout. So you want to have something with protein to eat during the workout. Oh yeah, I have spider veins ever since I was in the 5th grade. Um, yeah, I wish I was like Spider-Man. Uh, I know you're just saying like spider hands because of like the shape. There's actually a lot of spiders in my basement in a different room, but they're hidden. Um, because one time I asked someone to bring spiders and then they overpopulated. Because I was really young and I didn't realize if they brought spiders it would do that. I did some weird stuff when I was young. There's also one arm push ups. I forgot to show that. When I was younger, I could do a lot, but I got an injury, which I'm going to show later after this. But to do one arm push ups, which after you can do like about 20 two arm push ups, then you can start doing added weight. Normally, I would say do 7 to 8 reps, but with two arm push ups, since it's so fundamental, I would go all the way up to at least 20 before I progress to something more advanced. But normally, if you could do 7 to 8 one arm push ups, I would stop and add weight or progress to something more advanced or add weight. It's the same thing. So you want to put one arm in the middle, not on either side, but in the middle, and slightly on the same side as that arm. And then spread your legs, which you can't see from here. You want to spread your legs wide, about um, I don't know what degrees, but spread it wide, like I don't know if you can see, but and then go down. I'm not strong enough to do it now because I was holding that position too long. And depending on how much you open your chest and torso when you're going like that, or if you can do it with your torso parallel to the floor, then while you're going down and up, that determines the form, how good you're doing it. Oh, oh, dang. No, you're not weak. It doesn't take much strength to do one arm push ups. I could do them when I was in the 5th grade. And I didn't even have a strong chest. Um, uh, but, um, so, so there's plank push ups, which I showed earlier, and I showed how to progress. And then with, tricep extensions, I showed how to do that. So next would be the the thing where I show dragon flag, the tricep move, but on your back on the floor, and that where you're lying all the way back flat, and your hands press at your side, and it lifts you up, which I'm not doing. That's not how it looks like, by the way, because I'm lifting my legs up on their own, because I can't do this move. But this move is called dragon press. And the move without raising the legs up, just raising your body up parallel to the floor, flat, a line, is called Victorian cross. And Victorian cross is usually with your arms wider out. So you would be lying down normal, and then have your arms spread apart, and then it would lift you up, and your arms would just be slightly behind you, underneath you. And how to progress to that is do an out sit, but gradually lean back in the out sit and shift your hands forward, and eventually you will be able to do Victorian cross or dragon press. And uh, and they all work your abs, so you don't have to lift up. The difference between Victorian cross and dragon press, one where you're aligned and one where you're aligned but lifting up, is just very slight. Um, and it's your upper back right under your shoulders that's still on the floor. Or I guess you could do a different dragon press where your whole body's in the air, but you're lifted up at an angle, but there's no point of contact on your back near your shoulders. So you could also do that, but I've never seen that before. And the thing with this is with planche push-ups where you distribute your body weight, you can do it on one arm, but with Victorian cross, you can't really like have an arm behind you and then lifting up. Or I guess you could if you were strong enough, because you can technically put an arm behind you, but it's not common. I haven't seen it before. There's YouTube videos of people doing the hardest bodyweight exercises. Uh, I haven't shown anything using a pull-up bar because it requires equipment, but um, so so also for cardio, I use what's called a bench stepper, and it's where you step up on the first leg, up on the second leg, down on the first leg, down on the second leg, and then back up with the second leg. And so you alternate, and it looks really easy, but it's hard because it's vertical cardio. So normally you would run up a flight of stairs and be fine, but this is like infinity of running up the stairs or walking up the stairs if you do this for like an hour. So this is what it takes to be able to do one-legged hopping. If you can do a one-legged squat, then you can start one-legged hopping. And I can do one-legged hopping at a pretty fast speed because I practice one-legged hopping with ankle weights and then did jump aerobics, which is something I invented that so far no one in cardio does exactly what this is. Every other exercise has been invented, except for this specific form of cardio. There is something very similar where people will jump off of something and land and then jump over something upon landing without pause. But this is where I on one leg jump up and then back down and back up for as many times as I can. And I try not to increase the height or added weight difficulty until I can do 6 or 7 jumps, because I don't at least 6 or 7, maybe 8, because um And you can also do it with 2 legs with added weight. So if I take these dumbbells and jump, it's going to improve me faster than if I just do it with my body weight and do however many jumps. It could be any number. Because with added weight, it makes it a lot harder. So if you look at what I'm trying to do, um, I'm bending like a quarter of the way to a squat. I'm bending about a quarter or less, even less maybe, and then jumping up. I'm bending a quarter and then jumping back down. And there's not really any form to it. You just have to jump up and down, and you don't want to jump too far forward or too far back when you're jumping. But basically, once you can do that on one leg with a bunch of added weight on a high chair for multiple reps, then wait, no, I don't know that people would have problems with this if they were able to do one-legged squats and if they because I don't have balance, I don't use my toes. So hypothetically, um and I'm also short. So if you were taller, you'd want to use a higher bench stepper than what I'm using. Even though I have long legs, because if you were way taller than me, you'd have longer legs and you'd have to use a higher bench stepper, which would make it harder. But if you weren't and you were doing it on this, you probably wouldn't trip because um. But I'm gonna get my hand grip strengthener because I want to show you. So I'm just taking this phone with me while I show you. So it's in this bag that I'm gonna bring down to my basement. Wait, you're 5'6"? But that's not short. There's a guy who's 5'6" and he can bench press. My brother's 5'3" and I'm 5'3", and my brother used to be able to bench press over 500 pounds for like one rep. But this is the hand grip strengthener that I was talking to my teacher about, and it's actually very simple. So you have this, which is blocked off by this here. So you have to move it over on the side, and then it comes up here, and then here it can't go past this. So you have to move it over on the side. Move it over on the side. Oh, that side's harder because I don't normally move it over on there. Oh, there's actually uh, a hand uh, a jar opener that my mom got. Um, like one of those where it has opening, and then you twist it over the cap of a jar, and then you can move it here instead of holding it and twisting it open, like a lever arm. Like it gives you more leverage, more lever arm to open a jar. Like it's called jar opener for weak hands. I don't know if you mean that jar opener or like a thing where it punctures the jar. Because this doesn't have anything sharp. Um, but I feel like it's both jar openers. Because this has the lever arm and then it kind of has this, which kind of looks sharp. But you basically put in uh, the springs, which it comes with 6 of them, and It comes with 6 of them, and you basically put them in, and the higher up they are, the harder it is. The lower, the easier, because the handle is here. But if you grip here, and the springs are all up here, it's kind of like double the force. So normally each spring is 200 pounds of resistance, and if you have all 6, it's 1,200 pounds. But if you have all 6 up here, and there's still room for more, but it only comes with 6, and if your hand's down here, there might be like 2,000 or 2,000, close to 2,400 pounds of hand grip strength. And there's this other brand. This brand is an Amazon brand called like Altwit or something. You can just look up on Amazon 1,200 pounds hand grip strengthener, like LBS pounds and 1200. Don't like spell it out because that might not work. But it's on like the first search results page if you scroll down a bit, and it's only $37. I actually didn't know how to use it because it blocks it off here. So I went and burned it and put oil on it, and then I returned it and got a refund. So then they like closed their sales for a while, but then they went back up. So, but they're up now. Um, but if you wanted to buy one, I mean, your hand grip strength won't need to be that good to do most exercises, even like bench press or deadlift. Deadlift where you're like squatting down and then you lift up a weight and stand up, which isn't really a good exercise. But here I have one loaded, so I'm just gonna put it in. And this is 200 pounds, except it's not all the way up, so it's not really 200 pounds. Or maybe it is. But as you can see, there's more notches here. But here's as far as I can close it. So my hand grip strength isn't quite 200 pounds because these two ends would have to touch. Um, but my hand grip strength is probably over 100 pounds because if I put one here in the middle and I close this, then I can close this without too much difficulty. Um, so it's somewhere in between 100 and 200 pounds. I don't know. I don't know exactly what my hand grip strength is. But the average hand grip strength is like around 70, 60, 80-ish, 50, 40-ish pounds. Uh, Wait, I've been streaming 53 minutes. My teacher's not gonna like this. Okay, I'm gonna end stream because I have to show this to my teacher. But before I end stream, I know I forgot something, so let me think. But hopefully my teacher has time. Um, so what else? Oh yeah, this is what I forgot. So if you don't want to stretch, you can do what's called foam rolling. And I have this very high quality foam roller made of EVA foam, and you basically put it down, and it's hard, but it's supposed to be soft. So you put it down, and then you lie on it with your body. So you want to put as much weight on it as possible over that body part though. So if I wanted to foam roll my bicep, which this is basically like stretching, but it needs out soreness and pain extra good compared to stretching. It's much faster for recovery from soreness and injuries. And the only place you don't want to lower back is places that you don't stretch or your lower back. Places that you don't want to foam roll is your lower back because your lower back doesn't have your rib cage over it, so it will curve your back if you foam roll your lower back, like curve your spine. So you can lie on it with your bicep and knead over it like that. And that's basically foam rolling. Um, and you can get a foam roller for pretty cheap if it's a short one. The longer it is and the better quality foam, like EVA foam, makes it more expensive. So that one was like $40. Um, but since you're not getting a gym membership or a lot of weights or weight plates or a pull up tower, like that's a pull up tower. Uh, but over there, if you can see it, wait. Over there, there's a pull-up bar that you attach to the door. I don't know if you could see it, but that one makes damage on the door because it inserts into the door frame and then it presses into the wall as you do pull-ups. So you don't want to get that one. Um, and um, when you're doing cardio, also, you might not want to do just jump aerobics. You might want to have weights. So you might want to have weights going up to a certain weight, like dumbbells, and then do one-legged hopping. So you can do it with weights, and that might be easier than jump aerobics. And the jump aerobics thing was where you jump up and down and back up without pause. Um, so that's pretty much everything. And uh, okay. I'm gonna send this to my teacher after it uploads to YouTube. Or, or yeah.